Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of I'm with her,
And she's with me.
and you're with us. Alrighty, jump right into it. Mental health check. We know how this goes.
You go first.
Oh, I go first.
Yes.
Okay, jeez.
I feel like mine's just gonna be a little longer, maybe.
Okay. I'll start us off. Feeling good. Feeling exhausted, feeling a little overwhelmed, but overall feeling good. I did recently just pick up like a new side job. So more recently, I feel like all my time has just been spread so thin. So I'm like fighting for my life every day for a little hour of sleep. But other than that, things are good. All the work is good work, like we've been saying. So I
problems
feel
to have.
good problems to have, but also balancing the brink of a burnout. So same old thing we've been talking about. But the grind don't stop, girl. We know how it goes.
No, literally, the moment I stop moving, I'm falling asleep.
Me too.
I can't, even after this, I need to go get a Diet Coke from McDonald's, and I need to just keep
pushing,
keep doing, keep going. And
Yeah.
I'll sleep. We don't, no work tomorrow. I'll sleep in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because for me, so I think mentally I'm feeling leveled, but because of work or other job right now, since it's just such a high stress time, my adrenaline is constantly going. I feel like I'm always in fight or flight. Like it's also live entertainment, so it's just been
It's go.
very demanding
Yeah.
at this time. And so yeah, it just gets really taxing physically.
I feel like the highs are really high right now. And then like when
Yes.
we come off of that, because we do work at the same place. So like when you come off of that, like trying to wind down after
It's
that,
hard.
it's just messed everything up.
No. And it's, I mean, we knew this is to be expected this
Of
time.
course, yeah.
We're not getting home until
11, 12. Yeah.
that's if we don't have to do any extra time.
Right. And then after that, it's like, dang, have we even eaten in a couple hours?
Eat, wind down, shower.
And we know about the shower. Yeah,
Disassociate.
things happen.
Yeah, no. So
Suddenly it's 3 a.m.
But yeah, that's when I'm just really battling with the fatigue so much. And then that's making me anxious because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there's a bigger issue going on here. So as you know, I there's just no way I can ever not do these things. I'll just sit on my hands sometimes. Okay, so as you know, whenever I was 16 years old, so a mere few years ago, if you will, I had a partial thyroidectomy, which is also when I learned how common thyroid issues are in women. It's also, excuse me for not using the right terms, very genetic.
Yeah.
It runs in women. If my aunt, my grandma, my mom, myself. And so for background, I had nodules, which are basically like little tumors, more so on one side than the other. So basically, similar to your kidneys, your thyroid can function fine with just one half of it. So I had mine removed so they could do a full biopsy. Thankfully, it was all good, but it's still something you have to monitor. Same thing with your kidney, that it's regularly getting tests to make sure it's functioning properly. I'm still not as educated on the endocrine system, but it is completely connected to, your pituitary gland, controls your metabolism, your hormone production, the way your body's absorbing those hormones, and what do I know? But
Right.
there's so if it's not, you could have hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, and so there are common diseases that are attached with those,
Right.
that is the disease itself.
Yeah.
For example, I believe hypothyroidism, which is also called Hashimoto's disease, is
been talking
essentially
about this
like
recently.
an autoimmune disorder where something with your white blood cells end up attacking your thyroid, and so I came to know this because I went on Google University.
Of course, as we do.
Obviously.
Yes.
But I'm like 9 of those 10 symptoms, I have them. It's, for me, my weight has fluctuated a little bit, and you know this, my stomach has been,
I mean,
the girls
I
have stomach,
feel like the past month or so, it's just been crazy.
I've always gotten nauseous here and there, but I would say like 3 times a week I'm waking up, or I'm just during the day so nauseous. I'm affected by like certain smells. It's hard for me to keep an appetite lately, and then I've been on, what bread am I having today? Like I'm still there. And then there's a few other things, but it's just all connected. So I haven't been so great on keeping the test going with
Right,
that, but
yeah.
it's kind of a mixture of I'm so frustrated and anxious feeling like this. Like,
Yeah.
where's my energy? I can't do half of the things I used to be able to do in a day or with the same attitude. And then I'm confused or is it just the demand of how we're just in the grind right now?
Yeah.
And how I'm feeling mentally with one of my jobs.
Yeah.
That's just also kind of draining right now.
So it's like trying to figure out.
So I'm
where-
like, is it
yeah.
just that? Is it just stress? Is it just being overworked in this environment and it's just more compiled right now? Or is it something else? So
You're in the process though of figuring out.
yeah.
kind
But
of
it's still
what's
just been
going on.
like, one doctor, it's just going to lead to other ones. So now I'm just waiting for more blood work. And then, so I got an ultrasound, and essentially I was told that what is left of my thyroid,
Yes.
what's there, has an irregular texture. So basically testing to see if it's not functioning as it should be, and maybe I need to be on some sort of medication. Both, from what I've read, outcomes are treatable,
Yeah.
but it is something like you are on a pill every single day. These are things, though,
Add to the
that
stack.
and it's still, like, I'm just using Google.
Right.
And these are
Yeah.
things that you should know to look for. Mine was caught, thankfully, by my pediatrician during a regular, like, routine checkup.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of thing that can go unnoticed for a while, especially with something like what I've read about Hashimoto's disease. It could it could be inactive for so long and you don't know. And then a flare up, when you hear that, I'm like, oh, for a few weeks, a flare up could last months to a year or so.
Wow.
If that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what, I'm not diagnosing myself. Not that it's just, I think at this point I'd rather know what's, and then
Of course.
it's none of these things, we don't know what it is.
See, like,
well,
yeah.
I can't go, I'm worried when we go to Italy, I can't be fighting the exhaustion and then I'm not even being present or having fun, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's good that you're looking into it right now.
So seeing what is to come from that, and hopefully it is something that is a quick fix, regular, because then you couple that with, like me, I am on medication for depression, anxiety. So I'm on an antidepressant and anti-anxiety. I'm on a mood stabilizer. But it's always a cocktail. You have to work with your psychiatrist, figure out what works.
Yeah, and what works together.
But
yeah.
you can't really know how and the way it's working for about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. So you really have to hang in there and monitor your symptoms, and it really takes a village and I've asked you guys this to let me know if my behaviors or if my moods, if I having manic moments, I need to know, because when I'm in it, I don't always
I feel
know.
like because I'm closest to you, I can tell when you're like shifting through different episodes
I think
or
I'm
different eras.
Self-aware to know when something's off, but it's sometimes I can't always pinpoint what it is or like relate. Yeah, so you do need your support system. Obviously.
100%. I feel like with the way I grew up and like the way I deal with my health and things like that is probably just the way no one should, because I feel like I grew up having so much anxiety about like I grew up hating the doctors. I grew up hating if I was sick or something happened to me, I'm not taking a pill, I'm not taking any medicine. I don't want to find out. I'd rather not know because of how anxious I feel about it.
You didn't take your first Advil until a year ago.
Adult life.
Like a year ago.
Like I hadn't dabbled in any of that stuff, and I also just really had a hard time like taking pills when I was younger too. So that's where the whole like Advil scare came from. Like I just never wanted to take anything down. Like I was good off that. And I don't know. I just feel like in my family too, like we don't really have a lot of lingering health issues or genetic health issues that have really affected my family in that way, which of course I'm very grateful for, but it's kept us away from the doctors, away from the hospital, like everything. Again, a blessing. But now it's manifested into, you only go to the doctors when something terrible is happening to you.
Well, also remember when you had to call an ambulance for me, like not even that long ago.
Right. Yeah. So things like that. And that's why I just associate the hospital and the doctors with like tragic things that are happening or like crazy illnesses and like something horrible is happening to you. So for me, if I think I need to go to the doctor, I'm like, God, okay, so what's wrong with me? But like now I'm getting to an age where like, obviously you have to do your checkups. You need to get your blood work checked. You need to know what's going on with your body because things show up, and I'm going to be that person that has no idea, and something's going to be underlying for so long because I'm so scared to go to the doctors. So that's something I'm trying to like grow into, like learning to work into my routine. Like yearly, I should be
and I try to
checked
be
out.
like telling you guys so I can also preach it, but like your annual trip, for the gyno, and even
all the things,
even your thyroid, like as a woman with all of those things, because if it's not if it's like worst case scenario for me would be thyroid cancer.
Right.
It's treatable and stuff, but it's still, for me, one of the risks from my surgery, which obviously like gives me pit in my stomach, is, so I have a scar. It's pretty faded at this point. But they told me even at that point, my voice could change.
And you, that's all you do, talk.
Oh my God.
New fear unlocked.
So obviously that's super scary. It was also to a really hard surgery. That's the only surgery I've had. Yeah, to recover from, because it's you have to turn your head, whatever. So, who knows, or if it's something that they have to remove the other side. It's just such a process. And I wish, even just having been more educated as a girl, going as an adolescent and then being 100%. A woman, it's less scary. I don't think the education here in this country is so rough. Like, we don't know, for women, at least my life, my community growing up has been what we've shared with each other.
100%
especially
for
the
me.
Thyroid stuff. And it's been just like women that are family or close enough to be family to make it less scary, or, so this isn't like a crazy abnormal thing.
Yeah, I feel like most of what I've heard growing up, I've learned from my friends, because also in my family, like, we just didn't really talk about things like that much either. So like, these are things I outsourced. Like, I would hear my friends be like, oh, I gotta go get my yearly da-da-da. And I'm like, what is that? I didn't even know we had to go get that. Like, oh, okay. Like,
or have you had a cyst rupture before?
No.
It basically feels like you got shot.
No, I haven't.
And you don't, and then can you imagine like the first time
that happens to you? Yeah.
And some, it can be very, 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 very painful. It's not going to kill you. I mean, honestly, maybe it could if it's bad enough, but you don't know these things. And that's where, so this is a really honest experience that I had. And you also learned this the hard way. So whenever I was in middle school was when, was I going into middle school? Maybe I was going to middle school. That's when the HPV vaccine came out. And at the time, I am a vaxxer. I am a vaxxer. Catch me with a vax. Because I learned a lesson. So when that came out, my parents didn't know. And to be fair, it was new. There wasn't science behind long-term effects.
Of course,
So my parents talked about it, and my dad wasn't comfortable with that, so I didn't get it. And okay, no big deal. Like, went on about my life. Okay. So, to be clear, HPV is not an STD. You can get it transmitted sexually, but you can also get it in other ways. So here's the thing. If you go and get an STD test, you would be tested for those things.
Yeah.
As a man, if you go, you're not.
Okay.
And if you get it sexually, a man transfers it. You don't just get it. They give it to you. And that can become, especially if you don't have the vaccine, then that can cause issues for whenever you get a pap smear and you're checking to see your uterus and stuff. That can develop into cancer. It can put you at risk, if not affect, if you're even able to have children. So thankfully, if that's something you end up with when you're young enough, your uterus can heal itself. But let's talk about that.
Okay.
So you get your pap smear. And unfortunately for me, I got the call that my results looked irregular. Yeah. So then I learned that I had dysplasia, which is essentially precancer. This is all stuff women should just know. Or this was
I'm like
all
learning from you
flying
right now
at
about
me.
this. Yeah.
Me and my family are like, what the hell? And then we come to find out from this, and then obviously my dad is like, oh my God, this is my fault, all this stuff. But you can't say for sure but if you get, you know what I mean? Also, okay, here's the other thing. It can heal on its own, but you can get it again. Yeah. And if you're older, it could be harder and more challenging. So essentially, also the way I learned that I had dysplasia is because then they had to do a biopsy. So here's where I have to shout it from the fucking mountaintops is these procedures are so insane and so uncomfortable and so painful. Insurance does not cover anesthesia or any, that is not covered. So basically, they go in and they have to take a piece of your uterus. So they are going in, and cutting, scooping. And then they go and test it. And that's when I found out I had dysplasia. And then we just had to wait and see if it kind of cured it, really got itself better. If not, then you have to go deeper into like cancer research.
All those other things.
A whole other thing. And Jesus. And I was, how old was I? Way young, 10 something years ago, I didn't even know that if I wanted to have kids. Yeah, right. I don't think I want to have kids, but still not having choice. As a woman in this country, we are already fighting to have choice. So things also on the same subject, I have an IUD. That is my birth control of choice. I've had an IUD for more than 10 years now. Another thing, too, I think that has a stigma as a young woman, thinking birth control is only to protect yourself from pregnancy is not the case. It lowers your chances of contracting an STD, especially making sure you have the HPV vaccine, very, very important. But learning about how those things can affect, I mean, obviously you learn if you're having sex, you could get pregnant.
Right.
But there are other things too that you have to, that you should know, that you should be, and we don't have any education on that.
Yeah.
As a kid, when you did like sex ed, it was mixed together and it just gave you like, here are the tools and how they work, but not
and
what's going on.
Like,
and that's it.
Like in elementary school, like,
and then as you get older, then you're like, okay, now you're going to watch a video. Now you're going to, or it'll start as a cartoon video, then a more explicit, and then you're going to watch someone give birth.
And that's pretty much
no, that's insane. So with my IUD, sorry, let me circle back. It isn't just for that. For me and like my genetics, incredibly, incredibly, incredibly painful menstrual cycles. I couldn't move for like 2 or 3 days. Every month I was out from school 2 to 3 days. And I'm hysterical. And then it's like, okay, so this is just normal. I'm supposed to just, and it's not. Every woman is different. I've never been somebody who has ever had a regular cycle. Ever. So I got on birth control originally to manage those symptoms and feel normal. And I mean, all of it. So I was on the pill for a little while, but I'm terrible with pills. Ironic. I have no choice. How many? But at the time, like just remembering to take that every day. And so whatever. I went and I talked to my gynecologist about other options. And so the one that sounded best for me was an IUD. And I will continue renewing my subscription. Right? Holds on for, I think, on average, about 5 years or so. Okay, but here's the thing. That is the most horrific and painful thing
I've heard that about
I've ever experienced.
IUDs.
And for another time, I have actually had, I've told you about this, like an actual near-death experience. This is unlike anything ever, ever.
Where do you have it in your...
No.
People have it in their arms.
No, that's a different. The IUD is in my uterus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So again, they're open, push it going, and they make your uterus contract. So you're also having cramps in that moment. It's just so, okay. So that's the other thing too. This is why mine was more complicated because when I got it switched out, it was after the dysplasia, after all that stuff. So the biopsy for your uterus, it's called like a loop procedure. So after all that, my IUD was embedded. It was in a whole different position than it was. It was okay, but it was just required a lot more hands-on to like whatever. Really painful. So the first time my mom was with me, and I just remember being like, I mean, I'm sweating, I'm uncomfortable, and so you have those cramps and my cramps are for a few hours after. That being said, it is what people get scared of the dentist. Like for me, it's like that day I'm like, here we go. I've only had it twice now, but when I have to do it again,
it's like, ooh.
Because there is nothing to, so that's what, like that, and ask any woman who's been, the fact that we don't have any sort of numbing, whatever it is, I will be tranquilized before I lay on that table again. I don't care what it takes, because then last time, I think it's always traumatizing to a certain degree. For me, the IUD has worked great. I haven't had a period in like 10 years.
That's crazy.
I had it once recently because I was just under a lot. I think it was stress related.
Yeah.
And I love it.
That's
I love
crazy.
it. I love it.
Yeah. We couldn't be any more different.
So whenever I had to go get it switched out, this was during COVID time, and my sister brought me because I knew I wouldn't be able to like really function after. But she wasn't allowed to come in with me.
Okay.
So I had to do that by myself, which was already. And the nurses there, they are. I mean, the women, they were so good. And they knew my situation because I had to get a special kind of whatever. But oh my God, I like, ooh, again, my jaw like trembles at the thought, like whenever I have to do it. And I was so flushed afterwards. They wouldn't let me leave. I couldn't even get up. I was so nauseous. They had to get me like crackers and apple juice. And it really is just such a traumatic experience to give myself protection and relief. All this, and a man can't do any, like, where's your birth control? Like, obvious, like, if you think a woman is hateful, this is just the top of the list. So, it's
Yeah.
Just something I want to be more educated on. So any
100%.
listeners that I think it's
I
our
mean, I'm a listener
responsibility
right now because for me,
I know I feel like urging you and the girls
Yeah,
to
like-
go, and why, just based off of what I've been through, and obviously it could have been worse, but it's still
yeah.
so women's health. I definitely want to learn more and get to know
Definitely
all
something
these
I need to
things.
tap
And
more into
I think now
myself,
even going to find the research yourself, the internet, it's so saturated.
that
The
you
way
don't
I
really know
learned
what's
to find
fact.
credible sources in college is so different now because technology is different now. So
Yeah.
other than Dr. ChatGPT, and I've also had terrible luck with my primaries since I moved away from my pediatrician. Every primary I've been assigned to, I've only had one appointment with, because when I go, they've left the practice. They've gone somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
I am
So,
a
yeah.
curse. I say that every time. I'm like, I tell them, and I was like,
This
so
is your last
So
year
if I
here.
don't
Little do
see you
you know.
again, congrats on the promotion. Like, you may not. But so yeah, it's just, it can be very overwhelming, but
Very-
something we all
yeah.
need to do. So yeah,
Very
in those
scary,
fears where
yeah.
now I do have this irrational fear towards other things, or maybe it is actually rational to be scared
Yeah,
of.
those are rational.
Yeah.
But maybe we should tap into irrational fears that we have.
Yeah. No, mine are, I have some silly ones.
I definitely have some that I.
Okay, I have one that I swear people can relate to. As a kid, swimming around the pool, especially with eyes closed. Okay, to be fair, I was obsessed with like Jaws and any shark movie and all this stuff. But I don't think this is a unique experience.
Right.
But I would always be afraid. I would open my eyes under the water and see a shark.
In the pool.
In anyone's pool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy. That's one that never got. That
It's
never
like
got
when your
me.
eyes are closed when you're
Yeah.
washing your face and you're like, someone's behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that fear once you
it's
close your
more
eyes,
of
you
the
don't know
jump
what's there.
of
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
So that was one of mine.
For sure.
Honestly, if I were to get into a pool and concentrate, I could get to Or, I mean, my hair in the drain.
Oh my
Final
gosh, I never thought
Destination
about that.
style. Well, why would you?
I know, but like that is the real fear, honestly.
Yeah.
That is
I have to check
irrational.
my
one for
other
me
ones
that's
I have.
always been, and I don't even know how I originally discovered it, but just like I think it's called like trypophobia, or like the fear of holes. I don't know if you've ever
No, but
heard
you've
of that.
kind of told me about it once.
It's something about like the way the holes look or the texture. It just comes across.
Can you give me an example? Like, okay, what about those like coral rocks that have little...
Yes, that could trigger it. Something like that could trigger it.
What does it
Or,
make?
like,
Does it make you nauseous? Does it make you
no,
sweat, like panic?
It gives you like goosebumps, like your hairs, like chills kind of go down your body. So there was a moment in high school, all my friends know this is one of my fears, okay? Like anytime I see a texture like this, it still happens now. Like if you look at like a beehive or something that just has holes where it kind of, you just see it and you're just like, ooh, wait, okay, kind of turns me off, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So in high school, my friends knew that this was a big fear of mine. So there was one day, all my friends and I were in the same class, which was crazy. So all 5 of us in the same class were just joking around that day. We had nothing really to do. So I think I left for the bathroom or something, and I left all my things there. I come back, my home screen on my phone, my lock screen on my phone is a bunch of holes. I go in, my whole entire search, a bunch of holes. I think they might have even, I don't know what else they changed it to, but I was like, y'all cannot be for real right now. I can't even look at it. I literally can't even look at it. I don't know how other people don't experience this.
I know people have. It's just
so crazy because it just immediately goosebumps, immediately chills. Like it's just such an unsettling
that's so
sight
fair,
to look
yeah.
at. And I don't know, it's just something that's always stuck with me, and I still deal with it now.
Is it similar to the feeling you get when you see like a cockroach? Like fear-wise.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe. Like if
Yeah.
some, like people could, like I think even that day they were like, look, oh, like it's something that I like jumped. Like,
Torment. Yeah.
Like it's something that really like unsettles me. So like, yeah, honestly, yeah, similar to that.
For me, if I think hard enough, if I really focus, I can feel claustrophobic anywhere.
Yeah.
I think
Claustrophobia was my first fear I think I've ever
That's a genuine
yeah.
fear for sure.
Yeah. Not that irrational, but
for me, I've been on a cruise once when I was younger. Now the idea of a cruise is super unsettling for me. Being out at sea with nowhere to go, oh no. And then nauseous at sea.
yeah.
That is my worst
Yeah,
nightmare.
I think a cruise for you would be no, just don't even go on one. Like
I'll see you guys at the destination.
I just know you would not like it.
But I mean, like the mini like city of it and the stuff, like the way,
The
like,
idea
that's
is
fun.
cute
The things
and
that are
fun,
fun.
but I know you enough
Yeah.
to know as soon as that boat start rocking, you're out. And then on top of it, everything is so small. Like, think like
I know.
airplane bathroom
Well, I've
for
been
like
on-
everything.
I don't know how it's different. Like ours was a 4-day cruise.
Oh, okay, so you've
at the
been
time.
on the boat.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah.
So you get it.
Yeah.
Like everything's just like.
Well, yeah, because my
tight-knit.
parents were able to get me and my sister our own room. Mm-hmm. So that was helpful. But
And I also feel like
the
even if you're
claustrophobia
like a
is
little
insane.
bit of a germaphobe too, cruises maybe are
That's-
not for
that'll-
you.
that'll
Because
get
like
me. That'll
for
get
me,
me.
I'm going a little off topic,
It's
but
okay.
like for me, I used to love them growing up, but I hate water parks. Like
Hate 'em.
anything
Hate
like
them.
that. Like,
Nope.
oh my
Nope.
God, I will
I'm
not go to
no.
a water park. And a water park to me is equivalent to a cruise pool setting.
That is, girl,
It's
that's exact. Yes.
It's the exact same thing.
You
it's
won't
just
catch me
like
on a cruise.
just
Yeah, no.
germ pool. Like, and if that is not your thing, it is just not. I think you would hate every aspect of a cruise. You really have to be like in it and know what you're getting into. And then the buffet food and like that's just all you're getting. Everyone's hand, everything. Like cruises really are just
you're
like
rocking me right now.
Cruises really are just like
Okay.
you have to commit to the bit because
not one I
there's a
can-
lot of things if you really think about it a lot, you're like, I don't know if this is the most.
No, girl.
I also think it depends, I guess, what cruise line you go on. But like, I
Yeah.
feel like usually people go on cruises that are people are there to have a really fun time, be rowdy, be messy,
Yeah.
like. So it's just a little bit of a mess.
Another one of mine is I have a very irrational fear walking in front of a car.
Okay, that.
I mean, if it's running, obviously, I think it's more rational that it would hit you or like smush you. But even if it's a parked car, an off car, there's something that goes through my head that I'm going to get pinned. I'm going to get smashed,
Mashed.
and like
Smushed.
it will like quite literally stop me in my tracks. I can't do it, and I will walk around the back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty good though, just to be a little safe.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
God
if the
forbid
car's
you never-
off in a parking lot,
I know,
like
but
I'll
you just-
still just
you never know
because the
what
idea,
will
or if it's
happen.
between two, there's just something that is very no.
Yeah.
I'm just no thanks.
One for me growing up too that I realized really early on, which I think I've grown out of now, but I'll have to probably go to a zoo to test this theory. But I have always been terrified of kangaroos. Something about like the masculinity of a kangaroo and just the way they're just something about it. There's just something about a kangaroo that's like, you're a little off. Like you look like you would do something terrible to
That
me
one's
if
a
we
little
came face to
silly.
face. No,
Also, are kangaroos at zoos?
I don't know.
I don't like zoos. I
Maybe.
do not stand zoos.
I think I've seen a
Oh,
kangaroo
I guess
at a
they
zoo.
are.
Yeah, I've
Our
definitely
producer
seen a-
just informed us they are.
There definitely is. I've seen a kangaroo in the flesh at the zoo, and I was like, all right, like I don't know how close I could get to this one, but like I looked at it and I saw what was going on. They're just so muscular and they just feel like full of strength. And I think I watched a movie once when I was a kid where a kangaroo just like fully socked somebody, like
Wait, Kangaroo Jack?
yes, yes. I think I watched that.
But that was
movie.
also okay. I saw. Wasn't it sort of like an animated thing? Okay,
The kangaroo
Hold on.
looked
Let me
real.
not even float the idea out there that they were using a real kangaroo for the movie.
Okay. Yeah, like obviously the kangaroo is probably like CGI or whatever. Is that
Yeah.
what they call it, CGI? Something like that when it's like a
Sure.
yeah, they whatever. But it seemed real.
Sure.
And as a child, I believed it,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
bit
yeah.
of it. And I was like, I can never come face to face with one of those things. Like they're scary as like to me, a kangaroo is equivalent to like a dinosaur. Like I was like, oh,
Oh
no,
my
no,
God,
no, no,
girl.
no. Like I can't. Nowadays, I think if I came head to head with one, I think I'd actually think they're pretty cute. Yeah, I think I'd actually think maybe they're pretty
don't know
cute.
about cute. Maybe
And
the little
kangaroo
ones.
babies are really cute. I don't know. Whatever.
I love. Oh my god!
So adorable.
I wish
In their
every
little
single
pouch.
episode we could have a different animal here
Just
hanging
sitting.
out, just sitting,
Yes.
slithering, doing
If
its
Moose
thing.
was good enough,
If Moose was good
one
enough.
day he can maybe hang out with us.
That's just reminding me of a story with a monkey when I was on. Okay, anyways. Okay, I got another one for you. Okay, my mom. Oh, just literally tie my hand somewhere. My mom did this to me. I grew up, food expires before the expiration date. My mom, and milk, if we were in the same week, she was like, I don't know. She would go to my dad, Barry, smell this.
Like what's wrong with that? See, the way I grew
There's
up,
certain foods that doesn't.
Jesus, you would hate to see it.
I can't. I don't know. It's just,
You
and then
really
so
hate
I
to
get
see it.
scared. I get scared.
I have no food fears when it comes
Especially
to
if
things
it's
like
milk,
that.
cream based, cheese, anything like that.
Milk is a one, but I've never liked milk. Milk for me has always
Eggs.
been like, no, not a milk girl. But in my family, nothing. Until nothing's going bad. Like I'm pretty bad with that. I'm even the type. I know I've had this conversation with you and our other friend Megan. That if something sits overnight outside of the fridge, I grew up where I would feel comfortable enough to eat it the next day and just heat it up and go about it. Even if it was...
Depends on what it is.
Even if it was chicken, even if it was like
Oh, I just thought of another fear of mine. I just got there.
I 100%, if it was sitting on that counter if it's a day, I'd eat it. 2, I'd maybe question it. Maybe, but like I don't think I've really developed food fears until I came around more people who were like, "Girl, that's not okay.
That's not safe.
It's not safe. It's not okay." I also, like, again, I'm blessed, but I don't think I've ever gone through a traumatic food poisoning experience either. Like, I have no reason to be scared right now of food, and I've gone my whole life living this way of just like, okay, if the bread don't got mold on it, then it's still good bread. Like, the bread doesn't just go expired that day.
I get it, but I don't
on the package.
I know.
Like,
You're right.
I will still if I smell it and I see it and it's all good. Like,
but what if just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there? They're microorganisms.
Yeah, but like it's not gonna kill me. So like I'm just like,
yeah, but it might put you close to death. And do you want to feel like that?
Maybe I need to learn my lesson, and maybe that's why I continue to dabble, because I haven't been on the bathroom floor yet. I haven't had one of those days.
No,
I'm
cheek to tile is so
that
humbling.
Will humble you.
So
and
humbling.
Maybe I'm skipping around carefree, naive, because I haven't had that yet. So I'm just like, who gonna touch me? I'm good.
I'm invincible.
A little more, rip that piece off.
What's a little color?
Yeah, good.
Okay, special edition, variety pack.
No, literally.
Okay,
that sounds horrible, but like it's fine.
This one is definitely so irrational, but I have a reason why. I am so scared, and this is a reoccurring nightmare that I have. I'm so scared I'm going to get a call from the university I graduated from, and they're going to say, so you're actually missing a couple credits. So we will have your degree
revoked
until you can, because here's my truth, and part of this my parents don't even know. So, quick story. Whenever I graduated high school, it was after I had gone through something kind of traumatic at the end there with my health. And I was also really experiencing, at the time I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD because of another crazy story. Honestly, that is a crazy story to talk about, but another time. And so from that, I flunked out of college essentially at first. I was at UCF, but it was a medical withdrawal. I was really, really in one. I was in therapy 3 days a week. I had a therapist, I had a psychiatrist, and I had a mindfulness coach. I was in the trenches, but whatever. Treatment is so helpful. So I was going through all that, but whenever I had to go up to get my stuff, I guess to make it seem not as bad, I was like, no, I'm not losing all of my credits. I'm still in these 2 classes. I can finish this one online, and the other one I just have to go take the final in person. So, okay, we figured it out. It was this whole thing. And that's when I'll get the rest of my stuff from my apartment there. So my sister came up with me. There was never a final, except there was one, and I didn't do it. I wasn't actually I stopped going to that class way before. My parents think that I went up, took that final. When it was time to do it, I went into a study room for like an hour and a half and did who knows, played Sims. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
else.
and we went back and. I mean, it all worked out, right? Okay, so then even integrating back into, so then got my stuff together, went to the University of Miami, which is where I graduated from, and that is where I was still going through it. There were days where I would park my car, and I couldn't get out of the car.
Of course, yeah.
And then you get caught up. Yeah, technically, I was lying, but I was sick.
Yeah.
I was sick, okay? I was ill.
She was ill.
I was ill. I was physically, mentally, I was unable, but I was still, whatever. So now it's my last semester. So by now, this is my sixth year in college, because by the time, and I had enough college credits to start as a sophomore, but with the time I had lost and all this, and then by the time I had to start over and I changed my major. So I just felt like I was always chasing credits. Okay, how many more is there? And I already didn't like school, and it was so hard. It was, okay. So it is my last, I was able to walk the stage for graduation, but then I had to still finish this last course. Business 101. It was just part of, okay, fine. One of those classes where there was only 3 tests for the whole thing.
Yep.
Cool. At this
Those are the
point,
best.
by the end, I was also so checked out. I had already gotten that other job. I was just ready to go do whatever. bless this man's heart. He was definitely like an older man, whatever. So then it was like we were getting tests back, and I got mine last, and there was only a few people left in the class, but he did tell me there was they heard it. I got the lowest score, the lowest score on that test. I didn't even try, but
Of course, yeah.
I realized, okay, shoot, I gotta figure this out. So then it was the next test came around, and I was still maybe like barely a C or something. This last test,
You had to pass.
and it was the kind of thing where you took the test, and I wasn't gonna know the results until I looked at my account later or whatever, and
Your audit, whatever.
or whatever it was,
Kinda
and
where it's at,
got my diploma. So.
Come to find out.
Also, when I was in college, I was at a private university. Parking passes for one semester, thousands of dollars. So I hacked the system. I never got one. I racked up parking ticket after parking ticket after and I just kept doing that. By the end of it, by the very end, the amount that I racked up was still less than I would
A parking pass.
was still less than a parking pass for I think a full year. Genuinely. So whatever, little miss parking ticket, and I used that because I never even checked to see if I technically ever graduated college. I was too scared. I was whatever. And my parents were like, let's call, let's just get it, because the story was, and it was true. I was like, I have all these parking tickets. They're not going to like be
not
able to
gonna let
release
me,
it until
yeah.
they let me. And I was like, I'll get it. I'll get to it slowly but surely. And I was just biding my time as long as I could. And then eventually my parents were like, I was like, no, it's a mountain. I'm like, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. We'll call. We'll get permission to do it. We'll figure it out. And my dad got to the point where he's like, I'll pay it. I'll just pay it. Get your diploma. And I'm like, gulp.
So now the truth gonna come out.
Gulp. And then eventually, so this has been, at this point, 4 years have gone by.
Since
I graduated.
Wow.
3 or 4 years had gone by, and I'm sitting on this. I'm writing this lie out, writing it out, and then I hear, "Oh, we paid for it. Your diploma's coming." Is it though?
Yeah.
I was like,
How do you
they're
know?
gonna find out. I'm like, what? And then these are reoccurring dreams. I'm still in college. I'm trying to get to my class. I'm failing. I have to go back to school, and I just didn't know. And I was like, let fate just do its thing.
Did I or did I not? You tell me.
One day, my diploma showed up. So what did we learn?
You can do anything.
Lies will get you somewhere. You can figure it out.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So that my irrational fear is that they're like, actually,
That was a lie.
and
We're
I
just
still,
kidding.
but to this day, I never knew what that final grade was. Never even checked. Didn't have it in me. If I ever see one more student portal, I would probably freeze in my tracks. But yeah, other than that. Oh, maybe like choking on a grape, and I love a grape, but choking by myself, which isn't irrational. But
100%. I will say though, just circling back to the school thing really quick, just because I am still in school,
Yeah.
and I am very much in that position where like that is like the last thing that I want to be doing with my time. I do not enjoy school at all. I'm very avoidant with my courses and like finishing it out because I am on my like last few credits. So trust me when I say I'm in a very similar situation. I might have to take some of those tips and just like implement them to my own situation right now.
I also
I'm
too-
like in the last stretch, and
you can take your time. I was like the school system and the way that the culture was you just went, you did your 4 years. I
Right.
always felt like a little bit of shame because
That's how
it took
I feel
me
right
6
now
years
because all
to
my
get my
friends
degree.
They went,
Yeah.
they did their 4 years, got
No
their
one has
degree,
ever- in my career-
masters, all the things.
No
and
one
I'm
has
like,
ever asked for it, ever.
I am still trucking through that first round, and I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the finish line.
No, you
I'm
will.
so close. I
will.
definitely think I will. But school for me has definitely been a challenge.
I know.
A challenge. But hopping right back into the other one, choking, 100%. And you know why for me that is a fear? Because it has happened before. This is the one, I think, maybe 1 out of 2 near-death experiences I've ever had in my entire life. I was probably 6 or 7 years old, unsupervised.
Yeah.
My parents were home, but like I was just chilling on my own. I can hold my own, whatever. And I think we had come back from a party, or we just had these lying around the house. But do you know like those kazoo toys that they put in like party bags for kids?
Yeah, that sounds
the one
like
that makes a zoom sound
Yeah,
every
like
time
a-
you
like
blow
a
through it. It's like the
revving
little
up.
fan in the middle, and it just revs through.
Yes.
I loved those toys. So we had quite a few of those. I would play
I'm
with
sure
them
your
here and
parents
there.
loved that
cool,
too.
Cool. I know. I'm sure they did. So I'm playing with it this day, and I'm going in. Like I'm making all the noise. Like I'm zoom all through the house all day. Cool. Okay, so I'm using it, and usually you blow into it. But this time, I was blowing so hard, and then I sucked back in, and the fan in the middle of the toy lodged into my throat. So it was like, zoom, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my, I'm like, this is that was my last breath, okay? So I'm sitting there, the toy is lodged in my throat, and also I'm only like 6 or 7, so how much do I know about what to do when you're choking, okay? Like, at this point, I'm just trying to use my better judgment. I'm literally sitting there, and I could feel myself, I'm like trying to force myself to like gag, like I'm just kind of like forcing myself to just like push it forward. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I was going through that probably for like 30 seconds before I think I did it enough, or I like put my body down enough to where
why didn't you run to your parents?
Fight or flight.
Fair.
I'm 6 years old. I'm in the, like, I didn't even think to I'm just trying to figure out what to do right now in this moment. I think it was either gonna go down and I was gonna swallow it, or like that was my goodbye. Y'all gonna find me on the floor right here. Like that was gonna be it. Honestly, I don't even know if my mom like remembers this or knows about this, because I was by myself when I was going through this. So eventually one thing leads to another. I gagged enough that like it just flew out. It just flew out, and I sat there with myself. I don't even think I ran to anybody after for help. I think I sat there with myself like,
think about what you've done.
Like, oh my gosh, like I almost just died. Like whoa, like this ain't all life ought to be. Like all 6 years of my life flashed before my eyes. Like I didn't even know what was coming.
You're like spitting up a kazoo and a cig. Yeah, I'm good to go. Like, okay.
Putting my feet up, like wow, like yeah. Every day counts. You never know when your last day will come. And then I think eventually, probably after that, I probably told my little brother, or like probably grabbed one of them to tell them. I don't know if I was scared to tell my parents that had happened to me. I don't remember if I had told them right after. I think I kind of tried to like keep it to myself for a little bit, because I was kind of just like, no, like that was crazy.
Wait, really quickly, you told me this last night, and I just got to tell what you were scared to tell your parents.
Which one?
What you took.
Oh my gosh. See, this is a hard one for me to talk about because I can't remember for certain what it was.
Whatever you told me.
But there was something that had happened. Honestly, I'm going to need my mom to fact check how this situation went for certain, because what I recall is that I ran away from home. I ran away from home. And the reason why I ran away from home was because I think I was playing around in drawers in my house. I opened a drawer that I believe had a pad in it. And to me, my association with like pads and tampons were similar to like a condom or something. Like I thought it was like something so bad, like something I shouldn't have access to. Like I'm like, oh, I found something crazy in that drawer. Like I should not be in here. So I think I took it to like go show my friends. Like I was like, guys, like look what I just found in this drawer. Like this is crazy. So I took it, and then I think there was a moment where my family was coming back around, and like I didn't want any of them to know that I had taken it. So I think I ran away from home. So I think it came to a point where like my siblings or like my parents were trying to get me to come back home, and I was like, no, like I can't. So I ran around the block, ran around the neighborhood, to a point where I think, like, I genuinely do think I was hiding away. These could be two separate situations that I'm meshing into one, but so much so that I hid away to the point where my parents did call the police on me. Like there was a report made because I left the crib because of the situation. Like I thought I was doing something so terrible. I couldn't confess to it. I literally was like, no, they can't know that I took this. They can't know that this happened. Like I'm done. I'm toast. Girl. So I think I ended up just like disposing of it. I think I just threw it somewhere. I don't know why I couldn't have done that sooner. Like, I don't know why I felt like I had to hold on to it and run away. Okay. But I think I eventually went back home, and my parents were like, where were you? What were you doing? What happened? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't confess. I don't think I confessed. So
this is your confession.
Yeah, this is my confession. Wow. And I really would love to know what my parents have to say about that situation, because I don't even know what I was like. That is just such like a girl. Like what? Like why did you do all that? Like that was so OD. So I really do wonder what they think about that now. But yeah, I guess those are all my fears. Is there any other ones that you really feel like?
I don't think so. Yeah. At least not right now.
Not right now.
Let me tell you, I'll be giggling about that kazoo for the rest of the day. and you should too.
You should too. Also, if you're a parent and your kids play with those toys, be careful, because that
turns out they actually are a choking hazard.
Yeah, that is a hazard, and like that is something I never thought would happen to me, and it happens. Well, so stay safe out there, y'all. Stay safe.
Yeah, and until next time, I'm with her,
and she's with me,
and you're with us.